So without any further ado, Norm, I'm going to turn it over to you, and we look forward to the next part of the presentation. So Norm Schleehahn from the City of Hamilton, over to you. Norm, are you there? I think you might be on mute still. I'm glad it was you and not me.
It always happens to me. I'm sorry. There's always some sort of technical glitch with this. So it speaks to my age. So anyway, good afternoon, everyone. And I want to thank MITL for providing Steve and myself the opportunity to present to you today. I will be presenting first in our City of Hamilton tag team approach and providing you with a brief overview of the investment climate in the city right now and how it directly relates to the importance of goods movement. My colleague Steve Malloy will follow and speak to infrastructure, improvements, and supply chain in Hamilton. So I want to start by saying over the last few months, the world has experienced a pandemic which has taken an enormous toll on all our collective health and economy. But I am heartened by the fact that through excellent public health management in Hamilton, we are starting to see really good signs of recovery. But what many of you may not realize is that even with what has been going on in the world around us, here at home in Hamilton, we are experiencing one of the largest years ever recorded for industrial development. As we speak, there is currently well over 1.5 million square feet of new buildings under construction in the City of Hamilton that include major international brands like L3 Harris and DHL. Within this number also includes a 270,000 square foot spec construction project by Panattoni Developments up by the airport, but more on that a little later. I have been with the City of Hamilton for almost 30 years, and never with my time with the municipality have we seen industrial construction activity as robust as it is right now. And so as the GTA becomes more developed and congested, companies and developers alike have recognized what we have known for years, and which include our prime geographic location, a labor catchment area of 2.5 million population within an hour's drive, and the fact that we are a multimodal city, which boasts Canada's busiest overnight express cargo airport, the busiest port on the Canadian Great Lakes, and one of the lowest rates of traffic congestion in the Greater Toronto Hamilton area. For the balance of my presentation, I'm going to be focusing on two of our goods movement pillars here in Hamilton, the John C. Munro Hamilton International Airport and the Port of Hamilton, and provide you with a glimpse of current and potential future development activity that will have a significant impact on multimodal activity here in the city. I believe we have a couple of members, at least one. I think I saw Thomas on the call today. So just to get a lot of kudos to our friends at John C. Munro Hamilton International Airport. They've invested over $38 million in airport infrastructure, which have involved strengthening both the airport's primary and secondary runways to make way for larger aircraft, upgrading taxiways to accommodate 24/7 operations, and deploying LED lighting throughout the airfield. During roughly that same time period, the airport has seen KF Aerospace establish an MRO and training facility for Mohawk College. DHL has broken ground on a 230,000 square foot SORT facility, which will be DHL's largest in Canada and 4 times the size of its current facility at the airport. And once completed, this facility will have the capacity to process 15,000 packages per hour. I'm not sure if anyone's been by the airport to see this underway, but you can't miss it. It's all being put together. The cladding on the outside is yellow and red, so it'll be a great view from the air and a great view from the road. As I mentioned earlier, Panattoni Developments have just broken ground. They actually had the formal ceremony back in October, but the steel is now going up on their 270,000 square foot facility that they have up by the airport as well. That is not on the airport lands, but is just adjacent to it. So the city has long planned for employment around the airport with over 555 hectares of land available for development, but that land is vision for the land is quickly becoming a reality. Over the last 2 years, the City of Hamilton has witnessed unprecedented demand for industrial zone property in the AEGD from both end user clients and the development industry. And during this 2-year span, over 600 acres of AG lands have been purchased by industrial development companies that have plans to collectively develop well over 7 million square feet of new industrial product. And when I say that they're planning on doing this, these are plans that have actually been submitted to the city. They're not approved, but these are plans that have been submitted to the city. So I'm not saying, oh, we're planning on this, we're thinking about it. They've actually invested the money, the time to submit these plans to the city. And the employment projections from these developments would be based on the potential end users of these facilities. However, a conservative estimate has these numbers in between 3,500 and 4,500 employees. And these are employers that will pay living wage jobs. But here these are names: Panatoni, Broccolini, One Properties, Rice Group, and First Golf, that never had any involvement in Hamilton in the last, before 2 years ago. And now they're all knocking at our door saying, how fast can we get in the ground and how fast can we get things up and running? So very positive outlook. And like I said, summing it up, 600 acres purchased in the last 2 to 3 years, 7 million square feet in development applications, and $3,500 to $4,500 for employees potentially through these developments. So you can see that they're already, pardon me. To this point in my discussion, I've been referring to mostly greenfield developments around the airport, and I apologize that this slide is not labeled, a little gaffe on my part, but there are several redevelopment opportunities in the north end of our city, in and around the Port of Hamilton as well. And I believe we have at least, I think I see Gina on the call, so great to see you, Gina, and I think that Keenan's on the call, and I know he's on the board of directors with HOPUS. So anyway, the Port Authority continues to do a great job creating new business opportunities and making strategic investments on their lands to encourage intermodal operations. And kudos to Ian Hamilton and his team for what they've done down there over the last 10 years. It's been truly remarkable in the types of investments that have taken place down there. A lot of very strategic investments on the piers, and I'm just going to highlight a few of them. In August of last year, the Port Authority invested $16 million into Pier 10, which included the rebuilding of Pier 10's east dock wall and the dredging of the Wellington Slip to allow the berthing of seaway vessels. And they are currently investing in the construction of a covered storage facility to house raw sugar, grains, and other dry bulk products to reduce truck trips from off-site locations. Some of the company names that you see on here: Fluke Transportation, 56,000 square foot addition that's going on down there. P&H added the second flour mill. Sucrocan, their expansion. And most recently, the port has teamed up with MANA, or Maxiker North America, to open up 24 hectares of land for new business. And this is what you're seeing down here. And if you take a look at all these companies, they're all involved with getting their product either through truck, through rail, or through water. So tremendous intermodal opportunities that are taking place down there. And I think the next piece that we have to keep in mind, and although it's not owned by the port, it's just next door, is the acreage owned by Stelco. And perhaps not everyone's aware of this, but Stelco is currently pursuing a master plan that will see them potentially develop up to 8 million square feet of new buildings on their site down in the north end. So that is definitely something we need to keep our eyes on, because this will definitely have a huge opportunity again for those road, rail, and water intermodal opportunities. So just to sum up, for many years there's been talk of potential development in the city of Hamilton, and I hope you can see from what I've presented to you today that this vision is quickly becoming a reality and could be realized in the very near future. And with that new development may come tremendous opportunities on the goods movement front. So I'll happy to address questions after the presentations are over today, but that's it for me for now, and I will hand it over to Steve.